All right, it says we're live.
Yay!
Can anybody see us?
I can see myself.
I know. I'm like, do 10 jumping jacks if you can see us. Good morning, ladies. How are you? Thank you for being patient with us. I had to bitch a little bit, and Carol's having technical difficulties. So, okay. All right, Jesse can see us, so we are good to go. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into this, Carol.
Oh, am I first? Oh, yeah. I am first. Yeah. Hi.
That's right. Oh,
man, I'm having technical difficulties today.
I'm having like a battle of the flies, by the way. So if you hear banging or swords flying through the air, it's just me. Don't worry.
Okay. Hello, my name is Carol Brown. I am an urban fantasy author. I'm also a writer for Otherworld Inc. I am here to work on one of the book series that I have going on. There's currently 3 right now. I have to get started on 1 because they're looking at me and they're doing this. So I'm like, I'm working on it, okay? So anyway, that's me.
All right, Skye, go for it.
Hello, I am Skye. I write paranormal romance under the name ST Haggis. Stop moving, please. Thank you. I have a friend with me today. He finally woke up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything out. I'm working on various projects. Yeah.
Is that a horned toad?
This is a bearded dragon.
I didn't even notice him until you told it to stop moving.
He totally looks like he could be like a big old fat horned toad. And I don't know if those are in other parts of the country, but we have them here, and they have like a ridge around their head, and then they spit this stuff. People say they spit blood, but I don't think it's actually blood. It just looks like blood. But it's bad if it gets on you. It burns.
It burns.
Yeah. So, and I am DanaG Author. This is my channel. Thank you for joining us this morning, ladies and gentlemen. We always look forward to seeing you. And I write adult fantasy romance. I'm like, God, Caro, your technical difficulties are rubbing off on me. So, all right. I know. You are not alone. I thought I had it all together. I was like, oh, this is going to be a good day. I'm on top of things. And then I had a complete brain fart. So if this is a sign of what's to come, we're in trouble.
I like to think that we're just getting out of the way now, so the rest of the day will be fine. That's how I see it.
Right?
Yeah.
So how are your guys' nano projects coming along?
No.
Yeah. Good. You know what? Because I was really starting to feel bad. Now I am like, great. My sisters are right there with me.
I got the manuscript back for the line edits, and they're like, so we need that. And so like I finished that yesterday. I have to go through it for a final pass because the editor was just kind of like, are you sure that this is what you think it means? And I'm like, maybe it doesn't. So I have to go back and do that. That was a priority. And then of course, like the other publishers kind of like, this other project, we need to see some progress on that now. And I'm like, I'm getting there, guys. I had some shit that went down the last 2 weeks. Just extend my due date.
Right.
So flexible, right?
Yeah. Jessie has been reading so much that she's a little behind. Well, a little behind is better than where I'm at. And Shannon says, Nano, laugh my ass off. That is funny. What about you, Skye? How's your nano project coming?
I'm actually doing good. I mean,
she's a rarity.
Sorry. Nano months are actually the months I do the best work on.
Yeah.
Because there's that motivation that's not there the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I aim for nano every month, basically.
Right.
But I finally wrote the words, the end, on the novella I was working on. But it's not finished. And I say that it's as done as it's going to be anytime soon.
Right.
But I was just tired of fighting it and trying to force words out. So I was like, fuck it, the end, I'll edit it later.
Yeah.
And I'll write an official ending when I do that. You're being weird, child.
Yeah. Well, Stephen, my advice to you, if you think you are getting sick, now is the time. Pound the vitamin C and drink lots of water and keep your sinuses clear, okay? Because if you get sick and though you do those 3 things, it'll be fast and done. You won't be in bed for months on end. All. And then Grape Fry, I'm kind of jealous. She's 2K away from 20,000 words.
Better you.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Keep rocking it.
Tegan is a week behind. And Aphrodite says, "Yay, Skye!"
I wrote those 2 words on their stream last night, DL and Aphrodite's stream last night. Yeah. I was just like, oh, fuck this, I'm done with it.
You know, and that's sometimes that's what you got to do. Otherwise, it'll just keep dragging out. And I found myself, like towards the end, I found myself getting frustrated because I wanted to end it on a cliffhanger, but I also just wanted to keep on going because I was like, well, maybe it's not good enough or maybe it's not. So I know sometimes you just have to do the end and then fix it later. Well, I was like so excited before camp started because I had this like outline, like I had outlined my whole novel. And I was like, I am so on top of things and everything's going to be wonderful. And then Nano started and I was like, wait a minute. I started going through my outline while I was writing and I was like, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah.
And it's so between not liking what I had originally planned on writing and then having to go do the stupid injections and being in bed and dealing with drama. I'll be done with this in like, I don't know, July of next year. No. So
yeah, I was talking to my writing wife because she's working on her book right now. And she was talking to me because she's like, this book is getting so long. Like it's getting like, because she doesn't always write very like lengthy novels. She's like, it's as long as your book is right now. And I was just kind of like, there's nothing bad with that. People like big books. Cannot lie, right? But she was just like, no, like I don't know what to do. And I was like, why don't you just finish writing all of it? Because she's kind of doing it in like a Korean style drama thing. And so why don't you write it all, get it all edited, and then just kind of post the episodes on Kindle and do it that way.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Is that what she's gonna do, or is she gonna?
I think she's gonna do that. But I'll let you know because she's been working on this book for almost a year right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is it the same genre as her other book?
No, this is I mean, it's Korean drama based, so it's kind of got like murder, mystery, all that stuff. It's not kind of like the exotic erotica that she normally writes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, is it, because I've never seen a Korean drama, is it kind of like the Telemundo daytime television?
A little bit. It's just there's just definitely some very strong themes in there. It's hard for me to explain. It's just something that you need to experience.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The first time I got stuck, I don't speak Spanish. So the first time I watched a Spanish soap opera, like my husband came home and I was sitting on the couch and I was just like in a trance watching the television, and he was looking at me and he's like, I thought you didn't speak Spanish. And I was like, I don't, but I don't need to know what they're saying to know what's going on. This is amazing.
I did that too when I first moved here. So Carol didn't grow up in the United States of America. She grew up overseas. And the first time I moved to America, I didn't have access to a lot of TV. I just had the basic channels. And, I was stuck in this hotel room, just kind of like, and it wasn't a good hotel either, by the way. So I was in this room and I was just kind of watching daytime television, and I saw like my first Spanish daytime television thing. I had no idea what was going on, but it was just so funny to watch them like, and then like their hair would blow because the fan was. And I was like, what's happening?
Yeah. And the doctor has like the biggest breasts and the smallest lab coat, and you're supposed to take them seriously. Yeah.
And then my favorite was always like this.
So I've never watched any of those shows. However, I don't know what Amy and I were talking about one day earlier this week, but she sent me a gift that says horny in Spanish, and this woman's like over dramatically all over this guy, and I was like, what the fuck is that shit?
Oh, funny.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, grape fry. I am not Latina. I grew up in Southern Arizona. I am a native Arizonan, which is kind of rare. There's not a whole lot of us that can say born and raised, left, and then somehow came back. But I should be able to speak some Spanish.
I speak a little bit. Taco, fajita, quesadilla, por favor, fuego, de nada. That's like all I know.
Right.
So.
I know enough to order hot eggs with cheese, 10 cervezas, find out where the bathroom is, and to properly say that I don't speak Spanish.
I actually know just because when I used to be a teacher, like obviously I had a lot of Spanish speaking students, and so like I don't like, I can't speak it at all, but like I can like listen to it and like kind of like pick up like, okay, you're talking about your mom and you guys are going to the na thing and da 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 da. Yeah. And it's so funny how often like students like will talk shit about their teacher because they think that the teacher doesn't listen. And so I would just sit there and I'm kind of like, that you really should not be talking about my ass that way, but I'm just gonna let you go for a moment.
Yeah. Yeah. So and I can understand it as long as when the Spanish speaker speaks slowly, and it's amazing because a lot of times they'll start to talk and then I think that they just see that look on my face, like, and then they'll slow down. So as long as they slow down, I can catch on to enough words to make sense. So, yes. And then growing up in South Tucson, 10 beers, you know, who doesn't need less than 10 beers? That's everything. 10 beers, menudo. That's my favorite soup. It's made out of some of the nastiest stuff I've ever seen, but it is so good. So it's good. Yeah.
I used to work with them a lot because Caro has lived many lives trying to figure out who wants to be as an adult. And for a little while, I used to be a cook out here in the valley. And of course, when you go into hospitality, you have a lot of Spanish speaking people here. And so I worked at this one hotel. I was just kind of like a temp hire, just filling in until they could get somebody else. And I'll never forget, because I had like this very like, I had this older woman come over to me because she had made her order and she had like left and she came back and she's like, you made this food. And I was like, yeah, I made the food. Is it okay? Like, is it bad? And she like leaned really close to me. She's like, you made it like my mom did, and walked off. And I was like, that's a compliment, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. A Mexican national woman used to live across the street from us, and she had her kids, and I love them. We're still friends with them. They ended up having to move. And so she would bring food to our house and we would eat. And then I finally decided that I was going to try authentic Mexican food my way. And I brought the food over there because they had gotten sick. And so I brought the food over there, and her son, who's like best friends with my husband, he comes back over and he's like, hey, my mom just wants you to know that your food is the best Mexican food she's ever tasted. And I thought, wow, that's a huge compliment. And then he says, yeah, white people make the best Mexican food because they overcompensate.
Oh my God.
I loved it because it's so true, because I was like, I had to get it right, you know? So I was so focused, and then I actually tasted everything. And typically when I'm cooking for my family, I'm like, whatever, throw it in a pot. It's good. When I cook for other people, I'm like, nope, it needs more of this. So, but I do.
When I used to be a teacher, I kept trying to get the kids to have their moms send me
tamales.
Yeah. I was so honest. Like, I'm probably like the worst teacher in the world, because I would open up with like, these are my expectations, this is what you need from me, blah 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 blah, and then I would turn the slideshow off and I was like, so if you're failing this class and you need to have an A, you can either bribe me with tamales, you can bribe me with gummy bears from Circle K. Like, I was just totally honest. Nobody took me up on it ever.
Oh funny. Well, I
was getting tamales, and I was just sitting here like, I'm literally saying I will give you a fucking A if you give me some goddamn tamales.
That's right. I was at the grocery store one day and there was a woman in the parking lot. Now, I grew up that during the winter time, there were women in the parking lot with grocery carts full of hot tamales. So no matter what, when you went to the grocery store, you got your groceries, you got cash back, and then you got your tamales in the parking lot. Well, when I came back to Arizona as an adult, I actually was like stalking the tamale women because I couldn't find one. And I was really upset about it. Well, this last January, at the beginning of the year, I went to the store. There was a woman, she had her tamales, and I was determined. Like, I didn't even get my groceries. I ran inside, went to the ATM machine, and I'm really good friends with the cashiers at the supermarket. And I heard one of them yelling at the manager as he was going out the front door because she was pissed because he was on his way to kick her out of the parking lot.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. So here I am, like, limping, trying to get to the tamale woman before the manager did. And he was kind enough. He was kind enough to let me get my tamales. But he told me, he's like, hey, if you get sick from her tamales, you can't sue us because, you know, and I was like, look, I'm not going to sue anybody. I've never in my life gotten sick eating tamales made out of someone's kitchen. Never. It just doesn't happen. In fact, most Hispanic women have the cleanest.
Yeah, their kitchens are clean.
Yeah. I'm like, are you kidding me? I would rather eat out of their kitchen than go to most of these restaurants around town. I'm like, please. So yeah, so I was pissed. I finally found a woman who was selling tamales. I mean, I have friends who make tamales and I know how to make tamales, but they just don't taste the same unless you get them out of the parking lot.
It's true.
It so is. It so is. Oh, so should we get ready?
Sorry to go on that food tangent, guys, but we like food.
That's
Food
right.
is delicious.
That's right. If you want good, authentic Mexican food, come down to Arizona. Well, yeah, and that's one of the things. We could go on and on about this, but I swear to you, I will be the most angry American in the whole world if this whole incident down in Nogales causes a delay in my precious Mexican food. I will be flaming pissed.
You should see me when I go to like the food carts that are out here because I'll walk over and I'll order the food and the people stare at me. It's like, the gringo wants the tacos. Please give me the gringo the tacos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. So, all right. So, Grape Fry, let's read some of the comments real quick. And we will. I know. I'm like, what's going on over here?
Let's all talk about Mexican food. That's all we're going to do during this live stream.
Wait, I moved a candle off the candle warmer.
She got the wax all over herself.
Oh, no. You didn't burn yourself, did you?
I hope not.
People around here post.
That would suck.
Facebook. Yeah, asking where the tamale lady is. Yeah, she's probably been chased off by the stupid managers.
You could never do that out here. If the manager came and told the tamale people to leave, they'd be like, okay, and then wait for them to go inside and keep going.
Yeah.
I have a legit question. I've only had tamales once, and it was from a coworker of mine. She brought them into work. However, she forgot about them in the fridge, and she offered me them to me the next day. And when I ate it, I reheated it and I ate it. And to me, it was not delicious. But I don't want to, since it was the first time I'd ever had tamales, I don't want to say it was because of the tamales themselves. I need to know, is it one of those things that just does not reheat well and you have to eat it fresh? Or is it just me and I just didn't like them?
They can reheat. It depends on what they're made out of because their tamales come in various flavors and things like that. So it kind of depends on what they're using.
Did you say that she made the tamales or she purchased them?
She made them.
Okay, so
problem.
Yeah, it could be. So if your masa isn't mixed right, or if your meat isn't done right, then it'll actually dry out. If it's not steamed properly, it'll dry out. And then when you reheat it, if you take it out of the corn husk, before you put it in the microwave, then it'll kind of dry out. So I'm gonna say that it was the manufacturer of the tamale that made a mistake.
It's possible. I don't know, and I don't know what kind they were. I just know I was like, I've never had tamales. She was like, I'll bring you some. Okay.
Yes. Carol has a fun story. Do you want to share before we start writing real quick?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So,
because apparently everybody loves our food tangent. We're good.
I know, right? So, there is no Mexican food really outside of the Americas. So I grew up mostly in Europe, and we didn't have Mexican food. I mean, one person did like the cheese. Oh, I forgot what they are.
Like the chili rellenos?
No, it's the oh, it'll come to me in a minute. But like they only have like one kind of like Mexican food. It looks really nasty when they have it in the heating pan, so I never ate it. And when I joined the military, I went straight over to Japan. And then that was actually the first time I got to experience tamales. And I didn't know that you weren't supposed to eat the corn husk. And so when I got it, they put it on my plate, and I was just sitting there because in Europe you were very polite there, like because you don't want to offend people. Right. And so I was like, how do I eat this? And so I'm trying to cut through the corn husk and everything, and I'm getting really upset because I don't know how to eat this thing.
Oh yeah.
And I'll never forget because there was another guy. He was actually from Ireland, and he was seeing my dilemma, and he was like, "I got you!" And he came over and he showed me how to eat the tamale. And he was just like, he's like, "I went through the same thing. It's very bizarre, but it tastes really good."
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yep. I mean, it's a legitimate thing. If you don't know that you're supposed to unwrap it, I mean, it looks like, and then like when we make it, the masa gets on the outside, so it's like unless you know that you're supposed to unwrap it, it's like I like to think of tamales as like presents. They're gift wrapped, and when you open them up, there's a treasure inside. Unless you get and this is what you have to be careful with. The olives inside are not pitted. Mm-hmm. And I learned that the hard way because I didn't know the olive was inside, and I stuck it in my mouth. Yeah, and crunched down, and I was like, oh! And of course, I was little, so here I'm like crying to my grandma. I thought I broke my tongue. I thought I broke my tooth. I was like, oh my gosh. But that's funny. I'm glad to hear that tamales made it all the way to England, though. I mean,
that's cool. This was in Japan. This was by another military person who brought them to a potluck. And of course, what was funny is that my Japanese coworkers were like, didn't know how to eat them either. They're like,
right? Oh, funny. Oh, funny. Aphrodite, I love Italian food too. Okay, so I just need to put a disclaimer on this. Okay, I love food. Mm-hmm. Exclamation point. Yeah. I don't care where it comes from. I don't have a favorite food. I don't have a favorite ethnicity of food. If it is food, I like warm food versus cold food, though. There's just something comforting about having warm food in your belly. It makes me happy. But I do love food. I can live without dessert, though. It's kind of weird.
I'm a carnivore. As long as it has meat, I'm good.
Yeah. Mm. Yep. So. Oh, okay. Nicole was asking if it was quesadillas that you were.
Yes. Quesadillas? No.
That's the one where they're grilled on both sides.
It's the one where it's got red sauce and it's got like a cheese or like a beef filling, and then
enchiladas.
Yeah. Enchiladas. Yes. They have enchiladas in England, but they look so nasty in the serving pan, so like nobody eats them.
Did you know, and I learned this because of the awesome woman that used to live across the street from me, enchiladas are not a traditional Mexican food. They are Mexican-American food. Like,
but it's cheese and red sauce, so that's probably why we love it so much.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I like one of my favorite things are like grilled. Gosh, what are they called? Like tripas, I think it is. It's the milk glands, and you grill them. Oh yeah, I know it sounds kind of weird, right? But you grill them, and so they're like crunchy on the outside and chewy on the inside, and they're sweet because they make milk. They're like sweet. I know it's bizarre. It is really weird, but it's fantastic.
We'll have to meet up, and you'll have to like introduce this to me slowly.
Yes, I'll reach out to one of my friends and see if I can't get you some because they are fantastic. So, all right. So now that I have
30 minutes of food, Jesse, we like food. Okay.
I just put that disclaimer that I love food! Exclamation point. The end. But yeah, let's go ahead and get our apps started. We've had a nice warm up, and oh, okay. I just saw Amy's message.
No, she's on the phone. Yeah, she's that GIF of the Spanish.
Oh that was what I was talking about. That I don't even remember what we were talking about, and she sent me that image. I'm just like, oh god.
I know. I'm like, can I share this? Can I share this with everybody? Do you think she would mind if I shared this? Oh man. Okay.
All right,
Amy,
I'm ready to do business now.
If it's okay with Amy, then I will share it at the end of our 15-minute writing sprint. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1, write. All right, that is time. Am I still muted? Nope. Okay. We'll take a 5-minute break. How'd you guys do?
I did 323 words because somebody needed cuddles.
Aww. I have to do some math.
I did 250 words, and my timer is actually running a little behind on yours, so pardon me while it rings.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry. Yeah.
I totally forgot to start mine, so like it's going right now.
Oh my gosh. Well, what we'll do is we'll wait until both of yours goes off, and then we'll start, so we're all on the same timer.
Yeah, it's pretty much the 5-minute break thing for me.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I'm gonna go get me something to eat real quick.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we've been talking about food, and now I'm starting to get hungry.
I know, right?
It sounded really good.
I know. I was sitting here. My husband put a bag of chips on my desk this morning. They're like my favorite. They're sun chips. They're the French onion sun chips. And I'm like staring them down. I'm like, is that how I want to start my day? Yes. Awesome. Jesse got some outlining done.
That's awesome.
Okay, so what's Tegan's gonna get a quesadilla.
Amy said she got 183 words.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's watching on her phone. I don't know if she can comment in the comment section while watching on her phone, though.
Yeah, she should be able to, because I typically, that's how when I'm doing it on my phone, when I'm watching on my phone, I comment. And Steven got 327, even with a cold growing. I hope it's a cold. Cold you can live through. The flu, you just want to lay there and hope that the gods are merciful. Seven. All right, I'm going to do some math so y'all can converse amongst yourselves.
I'm gonna order some food now.
Oh, like that Hub Grub?
Mm-hmm.
Tegan found trail mix.
Man.
Do you like that? I've never actually tried the whole like having them bring my food to me.
I like it.
My daughter loves it.
I like it. It's good. I've only had one weird experience because I ordered like some pho from a place, and I went up to go pick it up, and the lady was like she had my food and she had to natter at me the entire time, and I was just like, look, I get that you want to have some kind of communication, but I am hungry and you're holding my food.
You're standing between me and my food. That's not a good place to be.
I know. I'm like, that's dangerous.
But she was upset because the pho place wouldn't let her sit in the restaurant, and so she thought they were shady, and she was telling me other places to go, and I was like, I really appreciate it. Give me my food.
Yeah. I live far enough out in the country that it costs just as much to have Grubhub deliver my food as my food costs. So,
yeah.
No thanks.
Shannon got 127 words. That's awesome. And Aphrodite printed out the last 4 chapters of her novel so she can proofread it. You know, I did catch that conversation last night. And my biggest concern for printing out my novels is the cost to print them out, because I mean, they're big, fat books. It would, like, I don't know, I'd annihilate a small forest if I printed them out.
When I printed out mine, it was like 400 something pages, double spaced. Hi, can I help you? And it cost me like $30 to have it done at Staples because it wasn't colored ink. So that's a pretty cost effective way to do it.
Wait, how much did it cost you to print it out at Staples?
$30. $30.
Wow. But that's how much an ink refill costs. So I might as well. Yeah. Gosh, see, I don't know, because I'm tempted to do it.
I miss working at Dell sometimes because I would get the capabilities of printing for free, and they had double-sided printers. So
yeah,
I did that.
I don't know.
You need child.
I know. I'm like, I
I'm
don't know.
hungry. No, you cannot have a candy. Don't listen to that loud voice.
I wish my dog
I'm hungry. Can I have a candy?
No, get off.
You're naked. You're wearing nothing but underwear. Go away.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
a strange conversation to hear.
Yes. I have heard what happens to the YouTube channels that have the naked children on them, or the swimming children, or the gymnastic children.
Or any children.
Yeah. Please
Ah.
don't let the small people of the universe on my YouTube channel. No. Oh man, I thought that was the whole thing. The whole. Did I tell you I got 261? And that is, I think that's a new goal for me this month, to get 261 words in a sprint. It was amazing. Because I did have to stop and kill me some flies. Oh, and the Grubhub. So when my daughter goes back east, she lives in she stays in a relatively large city. And so it makes more sense just to have them bring the food to her than her marching around this very large city. But I've never used it, and I've never had to pay for it, so I have no idea how much it costs to have food delivered.
It's not too bad. I mean, obviously they charge you extra if it's like a small order, like it's because the driving fee itself is $4, but if you have like a tiny order, they make it go up to $9. So, and when I use Food Grub, or Grubhub, I usually get like 2 days worth of food. So,
like they do grocery shopping for you, or
Amazon Prime? I think it's Prime One, Amazon or something like that will do your groceries. Grubhub is just basically like, order from restaurant, they will bring food, and I just order 2 days worth of restaurant food.
Oh, okay. And then put it in the fridge. I got you now. I got you. I'm like, 2 days worth of food.
That makes sense.
I know. I'm like, wait a minute. You have people grocery shopping for you? Huh.
See, doing something like that might make it worth it for me to do Grubhub, because then I'd be spending, that might make it worth it for me.
Yeah, and I don't have a car, so it's, when I'm in my videos and I'm kind of like, I don't really talk to anybody outside the house, I'm pretty serious, because like I don't live in like a busy part of town, but the food is far away. Like it takes me an hour just to walk somewhere with food.
You live in the Valley of the Sun and you don't have a car.
No, well, because the reason we don't have a car is because, long story short, when I quit teaching and I took up authoring, I didn't really feel the need that I would have to drive somewhere. So my husband had already not lost the car. We turned in my lease vehicle. And so when I need the car for whatever reason, I just take my husband to work and I keep the car. But yeah, I don't leave.
Okay. Because I was like, I don't live in this anywhere near the size of city that you do, but I won't get in the public transportation in my city. No. So I was like, what are you doing, girlfriend?
No, I did public transportation for a little while because for different reasons, last year we had one car, and so I was biking to and from work, which don't judge me. No. Sometimes I would have to get on the bus, and that was really rough because when I would leave is when the kids were going home too. So I'd have to share the public transportation bus with my students, and I was like, "This is awkward."
You're like, this is bullshit. Well, no, I mean, I'm surprised. I'm not judging you at all. I am always surprised at how many people ride their bikes to and from work, and especially in the summer. I see these people riding their bikes. I'm like, are you insane?
Yeah, the whole reason you can see a color change from my face to my hands is because I did not always put suntan on my face, but I did put it on my hands.
Yeah, because, we don't want skin cancer on our hands. That's the first thing people see.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Did you know?
I always remember to put it on my hands and my arm, and I thought my hat would, keep it off my face. But, yeah, that's why you see, the tan happening here and not here.
So my mom recently went through some skin cancer treatment in December. And when she was first diagnosed with skin cancer, I want to say it was in September or October of last year. I went on this rampage of how the hell did we get skin cancer? Because my mom is like sunscreen all the time, every time. You leave the house, you put your sunscreen on. So I started doing all this research. Arizonans are not the higher at risk. That doesn't make any sense. Arizona is not the #1 skin cancer capital. It's actually like Minnesota and the Great Lakes states and those areas.
Sunblock on, yeah.
Yeah, and like on the East Coast and everything. And most of it is because we are so aware of the amount of sun that we have. It is basically drilled into us as children. You don't leave the house without being covered up. You don't, as much as you can, do not get burned. And so my mom was like, look, I grew up here. I know all about skin cancer prevention. I wear sunscreen all the time. And her dermatologist was like, unfortunately, these sunscreen companies are like, oh, we offer 50 SPF 50 and SPF 75 and SPF all of this stuff. And they protect against like UV1, like one UV rays thing. And she said that it's actually the UVB, I think it is, that you have to be concerned about. That's what causes the cancer. Yeah. But not all sunscreens are honest about the rays that they protect against. And so millions of people are putting on sunscreen, not realizing that they're still at risk of getting burned. So it's basically, I've come to this conclusion, Middle Eastern women who wear scarves and stuff and cover their entire body are so smart. I know it's because of religious beliefs, but guess who doesn't have a ton of skin cancer in their communities? Yeah, the ones who cover up and protect themselves from the sun. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, gosh, we need to go back to like the 1950s housewives where we're all wearing big hats and scarves and stuff so we don't get burned. But yeah. Anyway, that's my skin cancer rant. Come on over to Dana's channel. We'll write and talk about craziness.
Talk about food, tacos, how to not get cancer. It's great.
That's right. That's right. Make sure that your sunscreen protects you from all the rays of sun, and wear hats. Not ball caps. Ball caps don't count. You gotta have the big floppy.
Because you gotta watch those ears, yeah.
That's right. If you think of old Southern women in their gardens with their big floppy hats, that's what you want.
I am ready to go when you guys are.
All right. Are you good, Skye? Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Well, then let's start in 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty. That is time. I'm like, where is my...
I can't remember what I said before, but I am currently at 326 now for total. So
somehow my YouTube got unmuted. I'm sorry, Kara. What did you say?
sorry, I was reading a thing that popped up. I said I can't remember what I said before, but I'm at a total of 627 right now.
Okay.
And I've done 3 of my so far outlined things for this thing that I'm trying to write.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I got 352 words this time.
I got, let's see. I know I didn't do as well because I had to stop and think. I got 153. I had to stop and think about what this character is going to look like.
I got stuck on because I'm trying to describe this call thing. It sounds like a whale call, but it's like more sorrowful, and it just like, I don't want to type it that way. Like sorrowful whale cry. Like, no, that's not quite it.
Yeah.
So
Is it? Because I can imagine what you're talking about. Is it?
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out a nice way to describe it, and I think I'm just gonna have to probably highlight it and come back to it later because I don't want to. I hate getting stuck on a detail that I can come back to later, so I usually just highlight it, and I know when I go back and look at it, it's like I have to fix the wording on this. So
Yeah. Switching class. I'm starting to think that Shannon is a teacher.
and a substitute.
Oh,
wait,
she is.
She was subbing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I have a hard time because sometimes I don't always pay attention to what's going on in the chat pod. So I'm so glad you guys are paying attention to what's going on there. Because what was it, Monday?
I want to know what everybody's doing.
Yeah, I'm like Monday. She gave a couple of hints, and then today I'm like switching classes. Is she a teacher? It would make sense. Makes sense. But she got 220 words while switching classes. That's pretty awesome.
Maybe it's test day.
Yeah, I was gonna say Many Monsters testing today.
What month is it? We're deep into
Games or
merit.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember last year I fucking hated April because that's when we were doing like the AIMS, and then we were doing like some other statewide thing, and then we had to start prepping for finals. So it was just like anything that you had planned for April was just like.
Yeah. Tegan only got 40 words, but she says she's really not into this scene. We've all been there. It's totally normal.
Oh, I should look at Edgar Allan Poe. You're right, Aphrodite.
Yeah, I hate April. I absolutely hate April because when we were homeschooling, not only did I have to fight with TUSD's schedule, but then I had to fight with homeschooling schedule, and then I had to fight with FAIR. And so I finally told them, I was like, hey, if the kids aren't there for testing, they'll just have to make it up because I'm tired of going and saying, hey, it's really inconvenient. So they did. They missed a lot of the testing and they had to make it up. Because, 4-H and FAIR is far more important than state testing. Well, it doesn't affect their grades. It doesn't do anything. All it is basically is testing the school system to see how not good they're doing. But
yeah, no, it's just a, and again, totally biased point of view because I was the one that was, obviously being graded on this. The testing system is just kind of a way to gather information and collect data in regards to how like the students are currently doing. And I honestly hate how they're doing this because like I said, April is like nothing but testing. And at some point, like, these kids just get tired of testing. And the other thing that sucks is that the teachers are graded based off of how, like, these tests are done. So if you have a whole bunch of students that don't like you, they're going to bomb the test on purpose because they know that those test results aren't actually going to go with them into college. And a lot of people are like, well, it changes, like, you know, if you get accepted into college or not. And I don't, you know, a lot of people don't really seem to understand that if you go to a community college and you've got 2 years, you don't actually have to take the SAT to get into a regular degree in college. Right. The only time you have to take an entrance thing is when you're doing something with, like, you know, finance budgeting, or you're doing law or anything like that. I had to take the GEA because I didn't even need to take the GEA because the GEA for the grad program is actually basically trying to see if you can follow directions and pay attention to details.
Right.
So.
No, the biggest issue that I have with them making April testing month is I have a child that has extreme anxiety. And so before she was properly diagnosed, every April she would have panic attacks. And I couldn't figure out why. I was like, well, what's going on? What's happening? And I finally made the connection. And so I wish that if they need to do testing, it needs to be spread out. I definitely think it needs to be spread out.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if you said what Amy got, but Amy got 49.
The internet gremlin got me.
Oh, I was saying Amy got 249 words.
Awesome.
And Stephen got 335.
Very good. All right. Are we ready to do another?
Yeah, I can do one. I'll do as many as you want to do today.
Okay.
I can do one more, and then I think food is really starting to sound good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've got to we'll do one more. We'll definitely do one more. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1, right.
Thank you.
Okay. That is time. Where is my calculator?
I only got like 104 words because my dog is freaking out.
Yeah, she having a hard time today.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as when I first adopted her because my dog, for those of you who don't know, has a noise phobia. And like before, when like the garbage truck would come, she just would like literally start clawing at me because she was trying to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Now all she does is like, hold me.
Do they know why she has such a bad phobia of noise?
I think it's because, so when I adopted her, I know she had been at that shelter twice. And when I asked them why, they said that a family had adopted her before. And then like within a month, they found her like, you know, starving on the street. So my speculation is that this family adopted her, and for whatever reason, and they tried to contact the family too, and they never responded. So my thought is that they got the dog, maybe decided they didn't like the dog, or something else happened, and she got away from the family, and then ended up like basically being terrified of all large cars that would pass by. I mean, pure speculation. I'm not sure.
Right.
My husband thinks that it was probably like a junkyard family and they would just constantly have like large trucks driving by all the time. But again, they can't tell me who the old family was, so I'll never know.
Right, right. Well, that sucks. But at least now she has you.
Yeah, she has me.
All right, Tegan just deleted the whole scene.
I'm sorry, Tegan.
I know. Did you like copy and paste it and put it in like a junk file?
Yeah, put it in the graveyard. Resurrect it later.
The graveyard.
Yeah. Or did you just get rid of it?
I wrote 429.
Oh, I was reading I'm sorry, 429?
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. I'm like, you guys are kicking butt. I got 187.
That's good.
Oh, Steven got 132.
Y'all doing better than me. Good job.
And I know. And he's pushing through even with his not so. I started watching YouTube. Yeah. I do that.
Amy says she got 264.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, Amy's doing great.
Tegan got 42 words, and doesn't know how many were deleted.
But there's still 42 very awesome words.
Yeah. So did you start over? Like you're going to change the scene? So you started over or? Words are not my friends right now. I think I need a nap. I think I'm right there with you. I need like food and a nap.
Yeah, I'm trying to write this one scene, and the only thing that's coming out right now is dialogue. So I know I have to go back in and add in all the details, and I'm like,
yeah. That's what I like right now. I know what's going on. It's weird because when I was outlining what's happening right now in my story, I'm like, okay, this is what needs to happen. The part that always gets me is like, I'll say, okay, this is what needs to happen. And then I'm like, well, they need to talk to one another. So as they're starting to have their conversations, things start to change. And that always throws me off because I'm like, well, shit, my original plan isn't going to work now because some jackass just had to run their mouth. And I've had people all the time. They're like, wait a minute, you're the master of the world. So you say what they talk about. And I'm like, no, I don't. Okay. They're up here. They're talking. I just happen to be like the court reporter typing it all out. Okay.
Watching. I'm the observer. I'm like, what are you guys doing now? Like, that looks interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, I know Skye said that you were going to take off.
Yeah. I want food. Food sounds delicious.
All that talk about tacos and enchiladas.
It's like almost 2 p.m. where I am now, so I'm having a late lunch.
I know. I was just looking at the clock, and I was like, I think it's time for breakfast, or at least brunch. It's getting close enough, but yeah. If you need to go, Caro, did you want to do one more, or?
No, I'm hungry.
You're hungry too? Okay. All right, good. Well, then it is unanimous. We are all hungry. Let's go ahead and do our thing.
It's because we had that food conversation before all the sprints.
I know. Yeah.
I know.
That's probably mine.
I just didn't want to abandon you guys because my stomach is in control of the rest of me.
Hey, it is your stream. If you decide that you were just too hungry to do anymore, I would have been okay with that too, even if I was fine.
I know.
Productive yesterday.
Yeah, we did. We got a lot done yesterday. I thought it was really cool.
I was the whip master. I was like, we're working now.
Oh, I know. I was like, I even told my husband, I was like, oh my God, we started on time. It was amazing. And we got four writing sprints done. And the time it takes me to do like 3, well, kind of. Because we were only on, huh?
Look at me. I am the host now.
Oh, I know. It was amazing. Because like we can be on mine for 2 hours and we only get 3 done because we're chit-chatting. But I don't deceive, I do put in there chit chat or great conversation. I like to talk and write and kill flies.
Just asking you a weird question. Do you know your MBITI? That's a lot of acronyms.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Can you help me with that? I mean, I was in the military and we spoke in acronyms, but acronyms always mean something else. This was my first mistake. I should not have opened this.
Oh, I was like, the YouTube gremlin came back, Caro. Yeah, I'm really curious too. MBTI.
We're all staring at it now. Like, what does this mean?
I know. I am terrible.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out what it means. I have no idea.
I am so gonna go buy one of those magic jets or magic
prototype. Myers-Briggs. Okay.
Oh, I don't remember what mine is. I have it saved somewhere.
The first time I took the test, it said I was a nice person, and then after the military, it said I was a bitch. So I have to do it again.
I don't think I ever took a personality type test.
Some people like to put it on their bio and Twitter. Maybe I should do that.
Is there somewhere that I can like get a hold of it and take the test?
I was.
Give me a second. I have a link.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm an INFP.
Because let's
see.
This
is the one I used.
Gotcha. I have multiple screens. Do whatever I want.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not a very I don't think I've ever taken a personality test. Maybe because I'm afraid that what you guys see is not necessarily what is real. And if I take a personality test and then announce it to the world, y'all are going to be afraid. Like I'm some kind of secret psycho serial killer or something.
Oh, it doesn't really work that way. It doesn't say like you're a high functioning sociopath. It's just more like, it's kind of like has your personality traits like in a more defined things. Cause you know how people are, they like to put everybody else in a neat little box that they can understand. So.
Right. Okay.
My issue with the test is that like, I think you have to take it like every 5 years because things change. Cause like I said, when I was before the military, it said I was a nice, caring, warm person. And I took it later. It said I was an aggressive, like no patience, I have no idea what it says right now. Maybe I've come back to being nice.
I don't know. I do like the fact that you said high functioning sociopath. That's awesome. That is a positive way of So, all right. Are you more introverted or extroverted, etc.?
Okay. Let's do this later. Let's do this.
Yes. All right.
Hungry. The hangry is coming.
That's right. Let's go ahead and do our goodbyes, and we will do this later.
Yep. All right. I will go first. My name is Kara Brown. I am an urban fantasy author. I am also a writer for Otherworld Inc. I have a YouTube channel in regards to basically providing content and to marketing yourself either as an indie or a traditional published author, because you do have to market yourself. Surprise! I currently have a newsletter out right now. If you sign up for it, you get a free copy of a short story that I did. If you would like to throw me some pennies, I also have available up on Amazon. It costs 99 cents. It's also available on Kindle Unlimited, so if you're already enrolled in that, you can just read that for free as well. So that's me.
All right. And I am Skye. I write paranormal romance under the name SD Haggis. I'm working on a bunch of different things for camp. Don't have anything published. After we get off the stream and I have some food in my belly, I'm going to go back to editing some gameplay videos so I can get some more video content up on my channel soonish. We'll see. So yeah. And I have a live stream tonight, actually, at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Right. Awesome. I know. I was like,
Thank you for the time zone.
I know. I always get confused because I'm like, wait a minute. I thought it started at 7.
7 for you.
That's right.
It's 10 p.m. for me.
I know.
I'm sorry. I sometimes forget to add that.
I thought you were going to change it so it was earlier. Or did you change it so it was earlier?
That is earlier because it was originally 11 for me.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I will come and watch you for a little while until my eyelids win. So, all right. Well, I am Dana Gollin. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. If you'd like to know more about me or get a free copy of my book, you can do so at DanaGollinWrites.com. Don't forget to like the stream. Show me some love because I need it as much as I can possibly get it. And if you're not already subscribed, do so now. No.
So forceful.
Oh my goodness.
So forceful.
Look, I told you I can't do personality tests because you might not like what you see. No. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day and a great rest of the week because I unfortunately will not be available. I have 4-H stuff I got to do. So until next time, got to get my hand on the button. Hold on. Here we go. Bye.
Bye.